Everybody, welcome to Tuesday, and we're in the final stretch of the SV series with Dolomiti. We'll be right back. Everybody, how you doing? Hey, we're going to do something new. I tried it yesterday, but I didn't do it very well. We're going to be doing what they call an instant premiere with this video, which means that I will be watching the video at the same time you will. There is a live chat if you want to ask any questions and stuff like that. I know this is kind of short notice, but just to give you a heads up, for next Sunday, I'm going to be doing the same thing. And usually you'll get notified immediately when that instant premiere happens. So let's see how that goes. This is leading up to doing something live. So I hope everybody's doing okay for a Tuesday. We're on the home stretch of getting to 2,000 subscribers, and we're also in the home stretch of the SV series. This has been about a 2.5-3 week series. Today we are using Dolomiti, which arguably could be the second, or in some cases even the first most popular fragrance in the SV line. Dolomiti's been around a long time. It's had a couple of different iterations, including Dolomiti Black and stuff like that. This is just the regular. And again, I forgot to get the scent notes before the video, so I'll put those down in the comment section. But I hope the chat thing works, so we'll see. Because it's not a live video, it's a taped video, but I will be in there while the video is playing in the chat room to see if anybody wants to talk. Anyways, Dolomiti is a very spicy, bright scent. Definitely spicy. A lot of black pepper. But the thing that makes Dolomiti exciting is the fact that for those of you that have been to Italy or know your Italian geography, in the northern part of the country, there are some very, very rugged mountains called the Dolomites. In fact, those of you that are movie freaks will recognize the Dolomites, although it was supposed to be in the United States when Sylvester Stallone played in Cliffhanger with John Lithgow. That was actually filmed in the Dolomites. But what makes Dolomiti special is there is some silt that comes off the Dolomites as the glaciers and as the snow pulls things down into the rivers. And that silt is actually in this soap. And supposedly it's supposed to have some healing properties and stuff like that. It's just good. As you can see, we are going back to a straight razor shave today. I do have to be careful right around my lip, but hopefully I won't do the bonehead thing. And set the razor down without moving. Because that gave me a pretty good cut. Right on the corner of my lip. And that was not fun. The razor has been stropped 30 and 60. On linen and leather. And that cut was right here at the corner of my mouth. So hopefully we won't run into any problems with that today. And Dolomiti is a favorite of mine. Once again, I don't have the EDPs to a lot of these, which I hope to rectify in the next year or so. Another thing I've mentioned in having the situational awareness is start moving the blade a little bit before where you're trying to shave. That way you're not being so target specific that you do what I did and land in a certain spot. And you'll also have people argue whether or not you need to do overlapping strokes. I'm a firm believer that you do. And then, of course, with a straight razor, obviously, you want to stretch your skin as much as possible. Also, use your facial muscles to do some of the movement for you. You know, it just makes it a little bit more efficient as far as your shave. Well, so far so good. So I hope most of you have enjoyed this Saponificio Varesino series and gives you some ideas on what soaps you may get. If you're in the United States, make sure you go through their U.S. site, which is Brand to Markets, which is one of our artisan retailers. If you're in Europe, obviously, you can go directly through Saponificio Varesino. But hopefully it gives you an idea of what scents you may want to try, or maybe all of them. The last one that we'll do in our series is Morado. As I said, I do not have 80th. We'll have to revisit that again because I'm sure I'll get it. But Morado. Now, the only thing with Morado is I don't know why. It may have been out of stock, but I do not have the aftershave for Morado. So hopefully next week we'll find something that pairs very well with it. And a lot of you that have started your straight razor or shavette journey by watching my tutorials are probably getting to the point where you are starting to do some of the advanced techniques such as scything. Just make sure that when you're doing that, you always have forward progress on the blade while you're going lateral. Because if not, you'll cut yourself across that way. So just make sure that when you're doing the scything, that you have upward or forward movement before starting to go sideways with the blade. And you can watch your scything action on the blade itself as you're taking the stroke. If you notice here, I'm starting at the heel, but I'm moving across the blade. And you don't always scythe in all locations either. But watching the lather on the blade also gives you situational awareness of where you're at. Okay, let's see how much cleanup we're going to need to do. Wonderful shave. This is definitely back to DSVBS. But with a straight razor, I always have to do a little bit of cleanup in the neck area, which is fun anyways. And again, when you're getting into those advanced techniques such as buffing, just make sure the blade's moving. This is really important on the windshield wiper too. Because you are scything just by the movement. And then don't scythe when you're flat blading. Don't ask me how I know that, but you can ask a lot of Band-Aids. All right. One thing that I've gotten out of the habit of doing is taking all that lather that's in the brush and just doing a final facial scrub with that, which I don't know why, but it does give a nice feel. Plus, you can feel around for any spots that you missed, and you can always go after it with the razor if you want to. But it's a nice finish to the shave, and I've been doing that for a while, and I think it was High Rock Lather that I watched a video on yesterday that reminded me to do that, because he did it as well. Just adds a couple more seconds. Not that big of a deal. Dry everything off, and as I said, make sure your razor is dry in all parts. Okay, since this is kind of a spicy, peppery, citrusy type stuff we're going to be using for our witch hazel today, CBL Soaps Litsia Kubebe. Very lemony, even though the plant's not a lemon, but very spicy. Very peppery. And just a wonderful blend for a witch hazel. So we'll let that dry down a bit, finish drying off all of our stuff. And what I usually do is I'll dry the razor with a towel, and then I'll take toilet paper or Kleenex, whatever you have on hand, and take it through the scales, because that's where most of your rust issues are going to happen, if they are going to happen. And I'll take it through the scales like that, and then just dry off both sides. I really don't need to put mineral oil on the blades because I use them a lot. Plus, we're so dry here that we don't have to worry too much about rust, but we do have to worry about water spotting. So that way the razor's nice and clean for the next use. I don't post strop, I just do that in advance. Okay, so for the razor today, we did use the Saponificio Varesino Galileo Galilei. That is a beautiful 6/8 razor. Beautiful stuff made by Fierce Scissor. For the brush today, we did use the Saponificio Varesino Artisan 2.0 with the high mountain Manchurian, and this one is in faux tortoise. So that's another nice brush. And for the soap today, we used Dolomiti. Now this is called the Special Edition Aluminio. Just good stuff. And for the aftershave today, in the old style bottle, showing you how long I've had it, is Dolomiti. And like I said, you don't need a lot of this stuff. Oh, nice and spicy. And this one has really nice skin properties. And I'll use this as an EDP or an EDT as well. We will do a little bit of talk today. We're going to use the Barber favorite, Clubman. Ooh, put too much in the brush. And don't forget to join us tonight on Drinks and Dave's at 6 p.m. Pacific. We are doing the Dorito Challenge. That's right, the Dorito Challenge. We're going to be trying, I think, 10 or 12 different Doritos and find out which one we like the best. So just look for us on YouTube at Drinks-N-Dave's and join us at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'd certainly appreciate it. Well, I hope the chat went well. We won't know, but next week I will be doing an instant premiere so we can discuss different things about the shave while the shave is happening. Anyhow, I'm Barber Dave. I certainly appreciate your viewership. We care about it more than you know. I appreciate you and supporting the channel. And that's it. So again, I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave Shaves and Such. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday and the rest of the week. And check out our blog each day for the shave of the day. Take care.